Hello everybody, I'm Buck WSR Weezer collaborating today with Fix This House, and we're here inside the laundry room standing in front of the Whirlpool Cabrio high efficiency washing machine, and today I want to show you how you can use manual test mode to try and identify and solve any problems you might be having with your machine. Now, a little bit of background information. You first have to find the service manual, the technician's service manual. This is such a valuable piece of information if you want to try and fix and diagnose and fix your own machine. It is located inside your washing machine. You actually have to open it up, not the lid. You've got to open up the can, and it is mounted on the inside of the can in a plastic bag that's taped to this inside of this metal can. So you're going to have to do some work to fish it out, but once you've got it, it's going to be a really helpful book for you to have. Now, at the top of every page, it's going to say, for service technicians use only. For service technician use only. And if you insist, it'll say it in French too. But I'm not going to the French part. I'm going to stick to English. And what I want you to do today is learn how to enter diagnostic test mode and then scroll to manual test mode, and you can evaluate your machine by forcing it to run certain tests to help you identify what the problem might be. Now, I'm going to put you up on the tripod, and we're going to do this together. Now, in a previous video that I'll link to above, I had showed you, actually I think it's my wife who did this video, and showed you how to enter diagnostic test mode. And that's going to be your first step. It's outlined right here. You need to spend a little bit of time studying how to do this, but it's not hard, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So it's outlined for us right here how to enter diagnostic test mode. I'll review that with you. And then next, at the top of the next page, a little chart on the different tests, the different modes that we can enter after we get into diagnostic test mode. So, let me turn your attention to the controls right up here, the main control. So, to enter diagnostic test mode, you want to have the washing machine plugged in. I guess that's pretty obvious. And with this scrolling dial, we're going to follow a sequence. And it's first going to start with a full revolution counterclockwise. Then 1, 2, 3 clicks clockwise, 1 click counterclockwise, and 1 click clockwise. And now you've entered diagnostic test mode, as evidenced by the blinking LEDs on the sensing, wash, rinse, spin, and done little LED lights. All right, so now we're in diagnostic test mode, and we're going to scroll to manual test mode, and that's what I want to show you next. So let's hit the start button. I don't know if I press it all the way. All right, so this on the next page is this little chart that I'm going to zoom in on and show you the different modes that are our options. There's the fault code display mode. That will show you what fault codes are stored in the computer. Learning to read them is another interesting adventure. Then you have automatic test mode, where it will automatically scroll through a variety of tests on its own. And then after that, manual test mode. And there's a few other modes, calibration mode. We're just going to focus on manual test mode. So I'm going to turn the dial in 1-click increments clockwise until I get to manual test mode, which according to this chart will have the spin and done lights lit up, and only those two. So let's go up here, back to the dial. Zoomed in a little too much. All right, so to go from diagnostic test mode to choose manual test mode, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and now spin and done are both lit. It is the third test that's listed in our chart, so that makes sense why it took 3 individual clicks to get there. Now I simply just have to press the start button. Okay, so now we're going to take the manual and flip over to page 9 where we've got manual test mode. And listed on this page is all of the tests that you can force the machine to run. Now the tests that you're going to run will be determined by which of the blips LEDs are lit up. So the first test is the lid lock test, and you'll know you're in lid lock test mode when none of the LEDs are lit up. And if you'll look at our dial up here, you'll see none are lit up. So we are in lid lock test mode, and using the start button, I will be able to test the lid lock. I wanted to do this recently because we thought we were having a problem with the lid lock. It would click lock and you could hear it, but then it would click a couple of times and something just didn't seem right. So I put it in manual test mode and we went to lid lock test, and I'm going to try that right now. Let's see if you can hear the lid lock when I push the start button. All right, great. And I'm suspecting that I may have a problem with it because it kept clicking there. It should have just clicked lock until I pressed the button again. Alright, so I'm going to exit the test with power button. And I'm going to go back and try that one more time, and you can just, I'll walk you through it. You can just join me for this. Alright, so first, power button comes on. We're going to put it in diagnostic test mode with a full revolution counterclockwise. Then 1, 2, 3 that way, one back and one back again. Diagnostic test mode, start button. Now we're going to go to manual test mode. 1, 2, 3 clicks, start button. Alright, we're in manual test mode again, and none are lit up, so I know that we are in test number 1, which is the lid lock test. Let's try it. There's the lock, unlock, lock, unlock. All right. Now let's see if we can go to another test. A viewer wrote to one of our YouTube viewers. Let's go out of the test. Had written to me and said, my tub is not draining. I can't get it to drain. And I suggested that she go and into diagnostic test mode and then into manual test mode and scroll down to test number, I'll zoom in here so you can see this. Test number 7, which is the drain test. So let's do that together, and we're using the in this test we should be able to hear the drain pump kick in. So let's go back to the beginning and we'll review our steps. Diagnostic test mode, counterclockwise full revolution, 1, 2, 3, one back and one more. Diagnostic test mode. Alright, now we're going to go to manual test mode with 3 clicks to the clockwise and start. Now we're going to use the scroll button again to scroll down to test number 7. We'll know we're there at test number 7. As you can see here, the drain test when our rinse, spin, and done buttons are lit up. So we will scroll in one click increments until we have those 3 lights illuminated, and it should be 7 or 6, but we need those 3 lit up, and that will be the indication that we are on drain pump test. Alright, there we go. So when I hit the start button now, we should be able to hear the drain pump kick in. Alright, there it is. You hear it? And it should stop when I hit the button again. Clearly in our case, and we can exit the test mode with the power button. So clearly in our case, the drain pump is working well. Some of the other tests that you can run with manual test mode, lid lock, the cold water valve, the hot water valve, fabric softener dispenser, oxy dispenser if your machine has that and mine doesn't, the drain pump just like we just tested, low spin test, high spin test, gentle agitation, heavy agitation. So manual test mode is really good if you suspect that your machine is having a problem. I suspect, as you may have seen as we just saw earlier, I suspect I'm having a problem with the lid lock mechanism. It's not always working like it's supposed to. But with this information, and you have an idea of what's not working right on your machine, you can verify the problem. Once you verify the problem, another great thing that I can suggest is use the manual again and scroll to the troubleshooting section, where we'll give you suggestions on what to do. Where is that one? That's French, don't need that. Somebody might, but not me. So here's the troubleshooting section that will be your next step. So when someone wrote to me that their machine won't drain, I took a look right here and suggested they follow these things: drain hose problem, plug drain hose, obstructions to drain pump, wiring harness problems. So this will give you some ideas on where you can look to start resolving the problem. But manual test mode will help you know what problem you want to hone in on. So let me give it to you one more time in review. We'll go a full revolution counterclockwise. 1, 2, 3, back 1, forward 1. That's diagnostic test mode. Hit start. Then we'll go 1, 2, 3 clicks, and we are now going to be in manual test mode. Now we just decide which tests we want to run. Right now it's set for test 1, maybe test 2, 3, 4, depending on what you want to evaluate and test. When you're done, hit the power button to exit test mode. That's it, my friends. Hopefully this will help you feel a little more confident in figuring out what's going on with your Whirlpool Cabrio and other washers that are very similar to this same setup. Find that manual, it's your friend. For service technicians only, well, here's my theory. You're as smart as the guys who wrote that manual, and you can figure it out too. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, everybody. See ya.